feels like you've probably had a lot of criticism. I know myself as well. I think it's a blonde hair thing. Something happens. People are like, they're not supposed to be smart, right? So I'd love to hear from you. When you started putting content out, what were some of the things that you had sort of thrown at you, be it about age, gender, all sorts of stuff, people questioning your credibility. And then I'd love to hear from you guys on the same, because I know everyone's had experience with trolls before, and I'm sure someone else will be able to explain what a troll is better than myself. But yeah, what happened when people started criticising you, and then how did you deal with that internally to overcome it so you didn't stop producing content on LinkedIn?
I'm probably making it sound slightly worse than it was. I'm just a very sensitive human being, so I get really affected by it. But I've had several comments, like I think you mentioned fairly similar things, but people telling me that my voice is annoying. I do have a cold at the moment, so I normally am not this annoying, but I do have like a slightly chipmunky kind of voice, I think. So, people are like, your voice is so fake and annoying. And I'm like, oh, I mean, that really hurts and it's not necessary. I'm just out there trying to spread information about wellness. And, people questioning things. Like I recently put a post up about drinking. I had a lot of inboxes from people being like, if you've got an alcohol problem, you should contact a professional. And I was like, I said I used to have one drink, and I'm like, it's not, I'm fine. So I think the important thing is to remember, stay true to yourself. And I always think there's this really great interview with Ricky Gervais, and he talks about how if he was walking down the street and a homeless person is like in a bin covered in their own SHIT, and they yelled out at him, "You C word," he's like, would I take that seriously? Or would I probably just laugh, not think about it again for the rest of the day and walk off? And I think the people that like troll you on these mediums are probably kind of like a man in a bin on the street. So. But it's true. Like if you're on a professional medium and you're having a go at someone for their voice, I don't care.
I had lots of experiences, of course.
I think it's good to get negative comments if there's like some explanation and you can learn from it and make your content better. But if there's no learning there, I just don't see why it needs any attention whatsoever. It's going to happen when you get popular, and it is a big reason why people will bottleneck at a certain level, because they don't like the negative criticism, whether it be Tony Robbins or Gary Vaynerchuk, or Donald Trump's probably a bad example, but look through the comments. There's way more negativity than there is positivity. It's just the way it is. So you've got to be prepared for that. And if there's no value in what they're saying, then just ignore it.
I love this topic, by the way. About a month ago, I actually had someone direct message me saying, "Hi, Ahmed, I noticed a mistake on your profile. Your sideburns are uneven." So like Nathaniel said, sometimes it's going to be constructive, sometimes not so much. If it's feedback that I can take on board and then work to improve on myself, I'll 100% take it on board and I'll welcome that. If it's feedback that is just simply toxic, then I don't need to give that time. I'll either ignore that comment or I'll just respond with something as simple as appreciate your feedback and move on, and I don't give that any more time. But does everyone know what a troll is? Yeah? No?
No.
A troll is pretty much someone that goes out... So who asked the question? Okay. A troll is pretty much someone that goes out of their way to say disparaging comments, and it's almost become a bit of a culture, to try and get a bit of a rise out of you and have you respond, and all of a sudden you're in a dialogue with them about something that's completely irrelevant. And it's become pretty big on other platforms like Facebooks and Instagrams, not so much LinkedIn. But yeah, when you do get a lot of attention or a lot of engagement, there's of course going to be one or two people that will disagree with you and a few that just want to get a bit of a rise out of you. So how much attention you want to give is completely up to you.
So for me, I haven't had too many bad experiences, less so than what I actually thought when I was first putting out content. However, I've got millennial in my headline and most people get offended just by that, which is quite interesting. So anytime I mention the word millennial in any of my content, someone's always got an opinion about millennials. But I don't mind that because it sparks engagement, it sparks conversation. So I don't mind unless, it is a blatant personal attack on someone or something, but I don't mind everyone putting forward their opinions and sort of creating that discussion. And I want it to be, when I'm thinking of putting out content, I'm thinking about the people that are reading the content in my network and consuming it. I want it to be a good experience for them as well. So I have no issues in going in and just deleting or blocking people that are just being blatantly rude or just over the top. That's just the way I deal with it. Because I want to make sure that when people are sort of viewing the content, if people have got all different opinions, that's great. But I want people to be able to express that and be comfortable enough to sort of share that without someone, coming over the top of them. And the other experience, I guess, I didn't really expect putting out content on LinkedIn is I had a few marriage proposals, so I archived those ones and turned them down. But yes, that's been me.